All right, guys, welcome back. The US Open is coming up. Eric, you're our golf guy. What do you got on the US Open?
The 2020 US Open is this weekend, starting this Thursday. It'll be the second major tournament of the COVID year. This will be held at the Winged Foot Golf Club in Mamaroneck, New York. I hope I pronounced that right. And this is going to be the sixth time that this course has hosted the major tournament. Some notable holes right off the bat. The 12th hole will be the sixth longest hole in major history. It is 633 yards, par 5. And, of course, fucking DeChambeau earlier when they were talking to him in an interview, they asked him what hole is going to be your best hole. He said 12th hole because he hits the driver far. The 13th hole is another notable hole. It's right after that, and it is a 212-yard par 3. So you're going from the longest hole on the course basically to the shortest hole on the course. In my head, that would fuck me up, but probably in these pro golfer heads, they'll be fine. So odds and players-wise, Dustin Johnson is 8-1. He's been playing the best golf this year. He just won the FedEx Cup, basically winning all these other tournaments. So in a nutshell, you shouldn't take him because he's playing too well. That's just the story of golf. It's way too hard to predict anyways. But second, John Rahm, 11-1. He's also been playing really well. The last major tournament, though, he was number 1. Literally, it lasted 1 week because he shit the bed in that tournament. And that's golf for you once again. Rory, 12-1, been playing bad and shitty. That's why I would actually bet on him to win this tournament. That's golf in a nutshell for you.
I agree. I agree with you on that.
DeChambeau, we got to bring him up. 14-1. He was tied for 4th in the last major, and he actually was leading most of the day, and he trashed it away, basically like what the Clippers just fucking did in their series. He still hasn't won a major, so that guy always has little tricks up his sleeve. He's a fucking goofball. I'd like to actually see him win the tournament, but we'll see what Traden thinks in a second. Morikawa is going to be 18-1. He won the first major of this COVID year. He was age 23, and it was his first major ever. Only one other dude to do that at the same age, guy named Tiger Woods. Ever heard of him? Tiger, speaking of him, 28-1. You can never count this guy out. He's probably the best golfer to ever do it. They had him in an interview earlier. He was extremely boring, just talking super general. Whenever he does that, he usually goes off. My last mention of a guy is Tony Finau, 33-1, also never won a major. He's been close, like, so many fucking times in his career. He's actually going to be my dark horse, is who I would pick to win this tournament. Traden, I saw when I mentioned DeChambeau, you just fucking rolled your eyes, shaking your head. Like, I sent you a video of him earlier in an interview. Did this guy just get you rattled?
Dude, my issue with this guy is he has a lot of confidence for someone who just can't seem to finish. Oh, he hasn't won a major tournament. And you know what? You got to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's hard to win a major tournament. It's hard to win anything in this damn game. It is. I will go down saying it is the hardest sport in history. I mean, it is the hardest sport to play. And so there is, in terms of the mental, physical, all that kind of stuff, the mental mostly. And the guy, I'm his interview here, and the guy is all about hitting these long bombs. He doesn't give a crap about the rough. He doesn't give a crap about anything besides using his length to get him, far. And I think we saw, that first week that we held this podcast, he won that tournament. But ever since then, he just hasn't been able to crack, I don't think, a top 5, at least maybe a couple times, but nothing of note. He's getting beat by guys that drive it like 287. I mean, Colin Morikawa, for example. I know that my boy DJ bombs the ball, but DJ has a nice fade that it ends up on the fairway, 70% of the time. My issue with DeChambeau is he's in the rough like 80% of the time I'm watching the motherfucker. So I don't know. I think he needs to be knocked down a peg. Also, if there's fire ants on the course, count him out. He's done. No, but seriously, my issue with the guy is he has a big head and he doesn't have, like, there's no room for it yet. You see more humble, you see more humility in a Colin Morikawa, who at the age of 21 or 23 won his major already. I mean, that to me is the type of player that I like to watch. He's tough to like, and I know you like him. I love watching him bomb the ball, but I just don't like his antics. So I think he's going to learn that you need a little bit more accuracy to get far. And look at the field. You're up against DJ, who's playing unbelievable golf right now. Colin Morikawa, Justin Thomas, he was always in the top 10, seems like. So to name a few, and then Rory actually had a pretty strong PGA championship towards the end. He actually gave him a run for their money. He was just too far back to start. So I think there's too many big names ahead of him that it's going to be tough for him unless he can actually play golf.
It's a game of accuracy, trying to get the ball in the hole, not trying to drive it the farthest. There's some other stupid tournament for that. Yes. So if he wants to do that, he could join that fucking tournament where no one gives a fuck about it. James, you actually all of a sudden do give a fuck about golf. What things have you noticed that you actually like that make you want to watch golf, such as a major tournament this weekend?
Well, I started golfing about 2 months ago here, and it's a lot of fun. So watching the major tournaments shows me how real professional golfers carry themselves on a golf course. It shows me just different ways to hit the ball, their form and everything, how competitive they are. It's fun to watch. So just watching them, I need to learn as much as I can, as fast as I can, if I want to compete with you guys. So I just watch that. I literally just watch them hit the ball, and I try to mimic that when I go play myself. And it's not as good as getting a lesson by any means. So if anybody wants to get into golf, don't do what I'm doing. But it's definitely a lot of fun to watch. Very competitive. It's fun to talk shit to you guys because I actually know what you guys are saying now. Like fade, cuts, like all that stuff, and big names. I wouldn't have never known DeChambeau or Tony Finau before getting into golf, but now I do. And so I think it helps me culturally too. That's what I like watching.
Does it make you feel nice when you see someone like Justin Thomas or DJ just shank it right into the woods? It just makes you feel like they're 100%. Just like us sometimes.
Yeah, man, that's like 90% of my shots. That's cool.
It's like, okay, they do it too.
Yeah, exactly. They're human. It's awesome.
Yes, and speaking of a guy that can make golf exciting, Tyler, not you, but Tiger Woods. Tyler, I want you to tell me though about how is Tiger going to find a way to get this to get this major? Because last year everyone counted out in the Masters, and he had a phenomenal Sunday to win it.
Yeah, Tiger Woods, man, he's the reason why I started liking golf, why I started playing golf. I mean, he's gonna be the guy I always root for. I'm a Tiger fan for life. When it comes to this particular tournament, Tiger Woods mentioned that this winged foot golf course is one of the top 3 most difficult he's ever played in his life. And that's saying a lot because he's played a lot of golf. So that doesn't give me a whole lot of confidence. He's played there twice with major tournaments before. He placed 29th in 1997 at the PGA Championship. And then he missed the cut for the first time in his career at this course during the 2006 US Open. So he doesn't have a lot of good performances at this course. He hasn't performed so super well this year yet. His best finish was 27th at the PGA Championship. So I'm not super confident with Tiger Woods at all. But that being said, he's the greatest golfer in our lifetime. If anyone can pull off a comeback, it'd be him. As you mentioned last year at the Masters, I think he shocked everyone and won that tournament. So for him, I think the roughs on this course are not easy if he can try and stay out of the rough a lot. And then also he mentioned that his putting this year has not been very good. So if he can improve on his putting and he can put all together for 4 rounds, I think he has a shot. But to be honest with you, as a Tiger fan and with what he's telling me, he's not super confident with it. So I don't know if I'm very confident with it either. But hey, it's Tiger Woods. Anything can happen.
Yeah, could be a tactic of him to just get everyone to lay off his dick.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah, maybe.
Alex, last question. I know you hate golf, not a big golf guy. How many
100%.
beers would it take? I know you love beers. Though. How many beers would it take for you to watch the last 2 holes of a nail-biting major golf tournament on a Sunday afternoon with everything on the line for those 2 pro golfers?
Well, so for me, ideally, it'd be one of you 4 that are buying the beers. If it's my own beers, I'm not watching golf. Like, I'd rather just be taking a nap, which is probably what's going to happen if golf is on TV anyway. So if you guys are buying, I'm going to need at least 8, probably 2 from each of you for me to like care. If not, I'm probably just not going to watch
8.
it. Golf. Yeah.
8 Wookie Jacks.
Yeah. I mean, well, at that point, I'll just be asleep, which is the same thing that would happen.
Which is
either
what you'd
way.
be doing
said you
anyway.
wanted.
Yeah, I'd be doing
You
the
said you
same thing
wanted.
either way. So,
Yeah.
you know what? It should be an interesting tournament. I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna be straight up. I won't watch it. I got way more stuff going on. I'm just not gonna watch golf. But feel free. Yeah, I will. I do have to take naps. Naps are choice.
important.
James. I don't want to hear.
He's like
shit.
80 years old over there.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So that's my take on that.
Yep, and I mean that's all I got for you on golf this week. We got fucking 4 more days to see how it goes, Thursday through Sunday.